Okay, let's create a Rhodes using a filter. I'm going to use the state variable, take the cutoff to 0, the resonance to something very low, plug in the trigger, set the cutoff modulation to the maximum, and plug the pitch into the cutoff modulation. And if we use the bandpass output and plug it into the A input, then we can see that we have a pretty silent decaying sine wave, which is as we play higher notes is always louder. So we can give more energy to lower notes by adding an envelope follower, which is always as long as the frequency of the note, like this. And since I know that these will output values between 2 and -2, I'm just going to use the half of the value. Oh, forgot to crank up the release modulation. And now we have a decaying sine wave with the frequency we want. Now let's create an envelope follower that controls the resonance. So I'm going to rescale these. And whenever the gate is high, we want to output something low. And if it's low, then we want to output 1. And set the release time to something high. So this way we are fine. And crank up the resonance modulation, and this should sound like a piano. Yeah, it has the characteristic of a piano. Let me set this to a lower value and just go like this. Nice. Let's create nonlinearities. The first thing we want to do is to take this to the square. So multiply the signal by itself. This creates some harmonics. No, this doesn't create harmonics. This just sets the whole thing unipolar and doubles up the frequency of the sine wave. And we can take the square root of this. This way, we made this unipolar, and this is the absolute value basically. And this really is the absolute value. But we can offset the signal before taking it to the square. So just adding some DC offset, like here with the knob. Let's call this X. And we can also offset it before the square root. So add some values to it. And I know from experience that I like it in between these values. But this creates a lot of DC offset. And since we will always have to deal with DC offset. Oh, I'm sorry. This multiplication is not where it should be. It should be here. I'm gonna create a filter that works against DC offset, like this. Now we need to have a bit more drastic curves. So we are going to take the reciprocal of this whole thing. And since we are offsetting the signal by O2 here, it won't go that high, but the volume will raise a lot. So Probably I will have to set this lower, but we will see. Yeah, I have to. Yeah, maybe this is even too much, like maybe 0.05 will do it. Okay, but this is the basic sound. This is what we are looking for, except the clicks on start of every note. And we can get rid of the clicks by taking this whole patch after that multiplication, paste it, and removing everything that's connected to the audio. So this addition is not required. We just want to multiply X with itself, add this to it, and the rest can stay, and subtract these. This creates the click only, and the rest is okay. And one more thing that we are missing is velocity. So if I multiply the trigger with the velocity, maybe I will do it like this, yeah. Then I have a dynamic Rhodes synth. And what I want to do is to put this into a designer in the end, so I'm gonna call it pickup. Is this is the input. Go on here. Input for X. Another cone here. Input for Y. And the output. And remove these. Input X, Y. And now we have a tidy patch. And it sounds nice, and you can tweak the parameters. This is all for today. I hope you had fun. Bye bye.